gentlemen, welcome to MPJ, Musical People and Journeys Rock Review Show. And welcome to my wonderful panel, to Trish, to Dave, to Chris and to Paul. How you all doing tonight? You all good?
Yes, thank you.
Fantastic.
We review all the latest rock albums from currently they're from the month of May, and we're into June, where we release them, of course. Tonight's review, we are reviewing a band called Collateral, and their album Should Have Known Better. So who are Collateral? The band have been busy since the release of their EP Four Shots on November the 17th, 2018. So, new band, which featured the single Midnight Queen. The song received major airplay on Planet Rock and the UK's biggest classic rock show station, and got top of the Australian radio chart. Now, after winning a Camden Rock Festival competition out of 20,000 bands to play at the main stage at the Electric Ballroom on June the 1st, 2019, and being chosen among 40 bands to play the rising stage at the Ramblin Man Fair Festival in 2019, Collateral won a competition out of 20,000 entrants to support Jon Bon Jovi on his Runaway to Paradise Mediterranean cruise departing Barcelona to Majorca on August the 16th, 2019. All these achievements opened up exciting new doors for the Kent-based rockers, and in February 2020, Collateral's self-titled debut album, released by Roulette Media Records, went straight to number 5 in the official US rock charts in the week of release. The high-energy 9-track album also featured the singles Lullaby, Mr. Big Shot and Merry Go Round. Also that month, Collateral toured the UK with Jara James Nichols, and then joined Bon Jovi's guitarist Phil X's own band, Phil X and the Drills, on their UK tour in March of the same year. Trish, let's start with you then, because you have the Collateral t-shirt on. I'm presuming you're a bit of a fan. What did you think of Collateral?
Well, I know of them, and their songs Promised Land and Shock, as I saw them play at Ozfest in Southampton. Would they dare off their sound to try something new where others have failed, or would they stick to their own sound? Well, they have hit my sweet spot with the opening track Glass Sky, and it is their sound that I know them for. The rest of the album disappoint, with Collateral doing bangers, especially final track Last Stand, with roaring choruses and the odd ballad. This album made me happy and smile. I loved it. A solid keeper and a go-to album.
Well, let me tell you who else is a keeper and that we should go to, and that's Dave. Dave, talk to me. Collateral, what do you think?
I mean, I enjoyed this enough. It was, reasonably okay. I did kind of laugh when you mentioned the whole Bon Jovi thing, because the whole time listening to the album, I was like, sounds awful a lot like Bon Jovi. It kind of reminds me of if you took a boy band and went, can you make a rock album? This is kind of what they would produce. It's enjoyable enough. It's harmless. It's not going to offend anybody, but, it's not going to set the world on fire either.
Wow. Chris, set the world on fire?
I think I know what's coming here.
Does set the world on fire for you?
I'd like to be diplomatic. I didn't hate it. My biggest problem with it was I felt a lot of that Bon Jovi influence as well, and I'm not a Bon Jovi kind of guy. I never have been. I categorically never will be either. So that didn't help. My biggest gripe with the album, though, is whoever did the mixing and the mastering made it very sterile. It was so clean that I felt, my soul was ready to meet my maker. I was cleansed afterwards, and it gave me the ick a bit. So that was my biggest problem. It was so clean that it made me feel dirty.
Well, talk about who's clean, but makes everybody feel dirty. Paul, what do you think of Collateral?
Wow. Talking about collateral damage. So Collateral are a modern rock band from Kent, as you've mentioned. And what's currently defined as modern rock is an incarnation of Bon Jovi in the 2020s. While this is a fair definition, it is a bit of collateral damage for this band. As the more you listen,
the more the comparisons line up. But for me, that's not an issue. They stamp their own enough personality to make this more of a progression than a wannabe. Yeah, and like Trish pointed out, Glass Guy and One of These Days were the standout tracks for me.
It is funny because I wrote my cliff notes before researching the bio, because I tend to listen to the music before the bio, and my cliff notes, like, because we're reviewing Jon Bon Jovi next month, and I'm going, is this a warm up for Jon Bon Jovi? And that was my cliff notes. Or will they turn out to be the main act? Because actually I thought it was really good. I didn't massively love it, but I thought it was a really good... I thought the production was fine. I felt it was a clean album because, I thought the production was actually top-notch. So rather than it's so clean, it's perfect. But yeah, I thought it was good. I thought it was really good. And I think that... I think with modern rock, sometimes it becomes too generic. And I think they did enough in the album not to make it like too generic, but definitely that similar sound, but without that more Western influences. They've got other influences, but the rhythm kind of through it felt a bit like Jon Bon Jovi, but without it being too kind of country rocky type of thing as well. But I liked it. Glass Guy for me was the standout track. But yeah, no, good, solid album. I thought. I think this band's got a potential future, particularly if I think that they don't stick into that generic fashion and they try to mingle maybe some more kind of heavier stuff in there as well. But I think they're really very talented, so very, very good. Let's find out then. Will they get a more score of an average of 4? Will they get into our Hall of Fame? Where will they be in the all-time albums that we've listened to? Let's find out. Trish, I know what's coming, but let's find out.
The 5 from me.
5! 5 from you. Dave.
Again, without being on mute, it's a 3.
3. Chris.
That Sterile got a 2 out of 5 from me.
Oh dear. Dom give it a 3. Paul.
I give it a 4.
And so did I. I also give it a 4. So we dropped Chris's vote because that makes it 5. 3.8. 19th top album, so it slips into our top 20 with a 3.8. Our 90th best album of all time, so reached into our top 100.
Wow.
Reached into our top 100, thanks to me, Paul and Trish mostly. And Dave and Dom didn't hate it, and Chris, we don't. We love him really, but there we go. So anyway, thank you very much. Well done, Collateral. I do look forward to hearing more of your stuff. And hey, even if you're UK based, you might give us an interview. Who knows? But welcome to Musical People and Journeys. Thank you very much to my wonderful panel, to Trish, to Dave, to Chris, and to Paul. Good night, everybody, and keep on rocking out there. Keep listening. Please hit the like and subscribe button. Why not? Crazy, but there we are. Bye for now.